What is going on, y'all? It's Coffee. Back at it, man. And some big news here. Dominik Hasek, someone say the greatest goaltender ever in the game of hockey. Let me know if you would agree with that as a Buffalo Sabres fan, man. He won quite a few Vezinas with us, man. I think we acquired him through a trade with the Blackhawks. I remember seeing him actually going to a Sabres game, a preseason game, like a family member had a ticket when, pretty much unknown to the masses, at least. Hasek was a goaltender, and then later became the starter in that season. And he went on to win a lot of Vezinas with the Buffalo Sabres. We went to a Stanley Cup, but at the end of the day, never got that. I was going to say ring. You used a reference in pro football. Do NHL players get a ring along with the cup? I can't recall. Someone let me know in the comments below. But he went and got the Stanley Cup with the Red Wings. And then it was so wild, man. Hasek was still in the league. I remember 05 or 06. There was 2 seasons back to back that the Buffalo Sabres were killing it. One of the years we won the President's Trophy over the Detroit Red Wings by having actually tied as far as points go, right? Because in the NHL there's a trophy for, it's called the President's Trophy for who has the best record during regular season. And the Sabres won it one season, 05 or 06. I think it was 06 or 06 or 07. And we were tied with the Red Wings with points, but we had more wins, so that was the tiebreaker, and we won. We won the President's Trophy, and we lost to the Senators. I believe there was 2 seasons back to back where the Sabres were just stacked. It was either 05 and 06 or 06 and 07. I mean, just a straight up stacked squad. Should have won the Cup both years. We lost in the Eastern Conference Finals. 1 year to the Senators and 1 year to the Hurricanes. Both years, those teams that beat us went on to win the Cup. Knocked us out of the Eastern Conference Finals, won the Cup. One of the years when we lost to the Senators, what was his name? Gerbey or whatever was their goaltender. But the year prior, we beat the Senators in the quarterfinals or the second round, I believe, somewhere in the playoffs. And Hasek was still in the league and played for the Senators at that time, but was injured, man. He had a very long and illustrious career, man. But with all that being said, anyone, all the hockey fans out there, as hockey is the least popular of the 4 major sports, let me know your thoughts about Hasek as a goaltender, his career and everything. But what we're getting into here is his political views. As you see, he's given a big shout out to Eminem for this clip that we saw go viral yesterday, man. Eminem and Obama. Check it out. He says, "Thank you, Eminem, for supporting democracy against dictatorship, evil, and endless lies. In the city where I spent a beautiful part of my hockey career, being Detroit, where he got that Stanley Cup championship." Rapper Obama introduces former President Barack Obama at a Detroit rally for Vice President Kamala Harris.
Detroit! What up, though? So look, I wrote down a few things I wanted to say. I love you too. Thank you. I'm here tonight.
We got another video on this. I'll pin it below in the comments if you didn't see it. It's titled "Eminem, My President is Black." We cover a lot in that video, some regarding political stuff, but also, hip hop as well, and politics and hip hop, those worlds colliding. I'll pin that in the comments. Go check that thing out.
For a couple of important reasons. As most of you know, the city of Detroit and the whole state of Michigan mean a lot to me. And going into this election, the spotlight is on us more than ever, and I think it's important to use your voice So I'm encouraging everybody to get out and vote, please.
Surprising to see Eminem. Comment if you were surprised to see M and involved in the political world. We saw him before at the BET Awards, that one freestyle where they do the ciphers, and it was him. Griselda was with him. I think Boogie might have been there. I can't recall, but it was like the Shady Records crew, and he was going in on Trump. But as far as like this, him being at a rally, I can't recall ever seeing that.
I also think that people shouldn't be afraid to express their opinions. And I don't think anyone wants an America where people are worried about retribution or what people will do if you make your opinion known. I think Vice President Harris supports a future for this country where these freedoms and many others will be protected and upheld. And here to tell you much more about that, President Barack Obama.
This moment is huge. Listen to the crowd pop, man, and just watch this moment. It's so epic. Man, in the other footage I seen, they didn't show Obama pulling up like this from the distance. They kept the cam on him, man. I didn't realize like he came out the cut. He had a way to go. I'm trying to not get hit with the copyright there as they're playing. Lose Yourself. Still playing. Look at that. He dabs him up. The crowd's popping. Sorry, y'all. We got to be careful with the copyright. Oh, damn. They didn't even get into it, man. And the other clip I saw, which is in the other video, man, Barack Obama started spitting some bars. It was crazy, man. But what do y'all think of this? Again, Hasek. Where's Hasek from? Is it the Czech Republic? Where they ran by a dictator? I think. Yo, and anyone from Buffalo, on the side of, I don't even know what it's called now. Is it First Niagara? I've been away for 10 years, man. But it was the HS. First, was it Marine Midland Arena? Then it became HSBC Arena, which is Hong Kong Shanghai Banking Corporation. But on the side of it, etched into stone, it's pretty lit. They have these like hockey players, and one of them is a goalie, right? It's huge, right? Comment anyone if you remember this from the city of Buffalo. Dominik Hasek. It's the goalie isn't Hasek, but it is, and it's a trip too, guys. Remember, Hasek was the only goalie that I think wore a helmet. I think others went on to do it, but originally, like, that was his trademark. He's the one that did that. But in the etched in stone, the one year when it was either the Olympics or the World Hockey Cup, which used to be called the Canada Cup, now I think it's called the World Cup or whatever, they put Hasek won gold, so they put a gold medal around the goalie's neck there on the side of the arena. It's pretty lit. It's dope down there, man. I've been away for 10 years. I can't wait. I'm thinking about going back, like, real talk. I miss Western New York, Buffalo, New York, the 716 so much, man. It's the greatest place on earth. But right down there, you have the arena. It's right on the waterfront. And then they had like this old naval ship, of historical significance. There's HOLOC Aust Museum that used to be down there as well. But from what I've heard, man, since Terry Pegula's owned the Sabres, man, they've really revitalized the waterfront. It's totally different down there, man. Like, I really miss Buffalo, man. I might be moving back, but all my fellow 716ers, drop it in the comment if you're from the 716 and all that. But let's see what the people are saying, and what does everyone think about that? You know, that because Edie Falco, aka Carmelo Soprano from The Sopranos, one of the greatest shows ever that I re-binged just recently. It was so wild. I was in the middle of re-binging it when that interview went viral, where she was speaking out against white supremacy and fascism and dictators and stuff, and that's what she is labeling Trump and, saying a vote for them is voting for white supremacy, fascism, and dictators and whatnot. You know what I mean? Now, we saw with Lord Jamar, who shocked the world recently. Again, I'll pin that below, a video that I did about that, where Lord Jamar is now being called a Trump supporter. I busted down in that video. I wouldn't go far to say that that's the case at all. I just say he ain't fucking with Kamala Harris. But again, I'll pin the Eminem "Our President is Black" video in the comments, as well as the Lord Jamar, the Trump supporter video in the comments below. Go peep both those out. Make sure to hit the comments and join the discussion over there as well. If you're just finding this channel, welcome to the channel. I thank y'all for tuning in, your support. Please do me a solid and hit them buttons. Subscribe. We talk music, news, sports. We talk it all over here a lot. Too much, much to my detriment. Many tell me, they say, Coffee, that's how you flucked up. Like, you got a little bit of talent with you. Not like I'm trying to toot my own horn or I think I'm anyone special. But I just love talking it up on the topics. That's just it. That's what I do. That's why I do this. But yeah, tap in, subscribe. But on top of all that, join the discussion. That is truly what it's about. Talking with everyone out there. Edie Falco is the one that really, she's not the first one to call Trump a white supremacist and a dictator and all that. Lord Jamar was saying the dictator comments were made tongue-in-cheek. Again, I'm going to pin both those videos. I hope you guys go check them things out. But that's what she's calling Trump. What do you guys think about him being hit with that tag? And what do you guys think about Hasek shouting out Eminem? And essentially it seems he's agreeing with Trump being labeled a dictator, and him saying that like he comes from a country that that's how it was rocking over there. You know what I mean? There's a lot of hockey players like Alexander McGillney. Any other Buffalo Sabres fans out there may remember. Amazing hockey player, played the bulk of his career with the Buffalo Sabres. He had a 50-goal season. We should have never traded him. I think he went on to the New Jersey Devils. For some reason, I thought that he went to Detroit, but he didn't. I guess he went to the Devils, and he might have went somewhere else. An amazing player, but he fled Russia or the Soviet Union, whatever it was known as at that time, to get up out of serving in the Red Army and sign a contract with the Sabres, And I think in some of those situations, what's wild, like you guys remember El Duque, Orlando Hernandez, right? I think was he from Cuba? Did he defect from Cuba and the Yankees signed him? I've heard in some of those situations, I don't know how true this is. If anyone does indeed know, please comment about it, that the U.S. sometimes pays some of them countries a little bit to let the player go. I don't know, is that true? If it is, would that be foul and flucked up? But there was also another situation I remember when I was young, man, that there was the Olympics or some kind of baseball tournament going on in the United States, and there was a player that was, I think, playing in the outfield that was from Cuba or some kind of dictator-ran communist country that hopped the wall and ran away and defected, trying to stay here in the good old US of A, man. You guys remember that? But let's talk about it all in the comments. Let's see what some of the people are saying. I'm glad we have the legacy of Hasek. Hasek's Heroes in Buffalo, my all-time favorite saver for so many reasons. Hasek was a beast. I hate when we let him go, man. Here's Hasek responding. He says, Buffalo will forever be in my heart. And of course, Hasek's Heroes. I forget what Hasek's Heroes is. Is it a charity? I'm not sure. Buffalo loves you. What's the dictatorship rumor about Trump you are hearing? I'm trying to have an open convo. So this guy, his name, Julio Mixon 2, at Julio Mixon 2, that's his handle, but peep his name, Ohio State his ass. That's the funniest right there. What does he say? Oh, he's like, yo, hey, Trump, and he asked this in a nice way. Like I say, when it gets to this political stuff, anyone who watches the channel, you already know this, but anyone new, like, I'm not all about this politics stuff where I'm on one side or the other. Frankly, I speak about it all the time, where I think it's like ludicrous the way that politics have become so powerful in a sense. It seems more like since Trump's been around. Some will say the media did it. Some will say other. I don't know. I'm not the most political savvy guy, but this year I'm a little more attentive to what's going on, election wise and stuff like that. The drama runs thick. It gets crazy at times. Like, it's kind of funny, and sometimes it reminds me of YouTubers dissing each other, the way we see these sides go back and forth and editing clips together to put videos together. Like, it's wild, man. But that's what I'm saying. Like, this guy's comment kind of reminds me of like what I'm always trying to say. Hey, let's have an open convo about stuff. Let's chop it up. Let's agree to disagree if necessary and just talk. And he asks Hasek this in a respectful way. Like, he's saying, what dictatorship rumor about Trump you are hearing? I'm trying to have an open convo. Hasek does not respond. I'm curious to know what everyone thinks about this, him being labeled a dictator, and you know what you think of it. You know, I used to coach with Hasek's heroes, Dom. You're the reason I played the position, and it was an honor to represent your foundation for the time I was there and organizing one of the first ever goalie clinics. Keep fighting the good fight, Dom. So it seems Hasek Heroes was a goalie clinic, man. Comment if you're a hockey fan as well. Buffalo, big hockey town. Detroit, big hockey town. It's so wild in the US of A. In some places, like, they could give a fluck less about having a hockey team. In Vegas, though, surprisingly, not the typical area that you would think would be a big hockey town. With the success of the Golden Knights, them winning a cup, making it to the cup in their expansion season, which was wild. It's become very popular, and like the sport is growing. Youth hockey and everything is wild, you know. But like a lot of southern places and stuff like that, they could give a fluck less about hockey. I've told this story before on the channel. Game 7, Eastern Conference Finals. Winners goes to the Cups. Sabres versus the Hurricanes down there in the Carolinas. I had a bro drive down there with his pops. Game 7, right? Could you imagine in Buffalo, a hockey town, trying to get those tickets? You'd have to pay probably 3 times the ticket value from a scalper on the streets. They drove down there and bought a ticket at the arena. That's how much they could give a fluck less about having a hockey team in the Carolinas, which did end up eliminating the Sabres and going on to win the Cup. One of those 2 years, like I said, back-to-back seasons where the Sabres should have won the Cup, and they got eliminated. And I think both those conference finals, they got eliminated in 7 as well. It was crazy, man. And let's not forget when Hasek was here, that series we lost in 6 to the Dallas Stars in the Cup, man. No goal. He was in the crease. That was some bullish. We got flucked, man. GOAT, supporting a GOAT. Hasek forever. A legend in Buffalo, though. Dominik Hasek feels the need to weigh in on American politics. LOL. So this guy finding it comical. Someone else calling Em and Hasek both GOATs. Wow. The Dominator. Let's go, man. That takes me back. I ain't heard that for the longest time. Billy Joel voice, right? Dominik Hasek, the Dominator. That was a good name. It was also for all my wrestling fans out there. Farouk, Ron Simmons, Farouk Assad, the leader of the Nation of Domination, the first ever black world champion in WCW or NWA, winning. Did he beat Vader? I forget who he beat, but in the WWE, his finisher was the Dominator. And I think Bobby Lashley used the Dominator as well. Damn, they got tapes on YouTube, so this guy having some fun saying, oh man, they got Hasek's compromised. They got some footage on him, man. So he's going the other way. You know what I mean? He's caught up in the belly of the beast. You know what I mean? A little political humor there. What does everyone think about that? Him getting involved in American politics. You have too many pucks to the head. You are a effing imbecile. So this guy talking a little greasy. Go back to where you came from. You took too many pucks to the head. Damn, those comments sound very similar, but from different accounts. Rep Slotkin rocking that leather coat and Eminem rocking the vote. Love it. Thank you, Dom. It's my hometown and where my grandfather played the majority of his NHL career and has his number 12 hanging from the LCA rafters in between great company in I'm Motor City proud over here. Let's go. So Democratic to a point and not elect your nominee. Wait. Oh yeah. So right, Kamala didn't win to get on the Democratic ticket, right? It was handed to her, I believe, right? And a lot of people have been pointing it out and saying she was actually last, right? I believe that's a fact. So we'll say allegedly, but comment and someone let me know if we can confirm that she wasn't gonna win in the primaries over there with the Democrats, but they handed it to her. What do y'all think of that? Wait, Dominik Hasek is a Czech goalie for Harris Cuck, going to plug in the Sega Genesis for the sole purpose of cutting him from my NHL 97 roster. Damn, man, that takes me back, man. The Sega Genesis, man. I was always a Genesis guy. My neighbor across the street, oh, he was kind of a weirdo, man. His family was weirdos. The older I get older, I grow. I'm like, man, it was on some weird-ish over there. Fuck them. But he had the Super Nintendo. You know what I mean? I remember playing Maximum Carnage on the Super Nintendo. But I was a Genesis guy. Comment if you were a Genesis or a Super NES guy. And man, remember that? Was that for Super Nintendo? They had that one Mario game that had was it Mario Paint with the fly swatter? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a nostalgia junkie, and I will coffee talk it up and keep it going. You know what I mean? Some tell me I talk a bit too much, but that's just how I get down, y'all. Let's see here. We'll read a few more of these, and then we'll close this video on out. My favorite thing is that CNN had to identify him as if we wouldn't recognize him. Is that a fact? Did they? I'm fired up. Love M. Legend. Damn, they got dirt on you too. So someone else saying they believe Hasek is compromised in some way and, you know, being muscled into doing this more or less. Pause. W. Legends. Eat shit bozo. Damn. All right, this is the last we're going to read here. And then that's it, y'all. Communism versus freedom. The Dominator. That's why Ted Nolan banged your wife, because you're a weak, pathetic cuck. Yo, is that what happened? Ted Nolan was a great coach for the Sabres, man, and then he was mysteriously fired. And was that what it was? Was Nolan piping Hasek's wife? Did I miss this? But, you know, Nolan actually came back to Buffalo briefly, I want to say around 2010, 11, 12, somewhere in that time frame, and the Sabres hired Pat LaFontaine as GM, and it didn't last at all. It was odd. It was over in like a month, man. But Nolan should have never been fired, period. Eminem, who's the Sabres coach now? Didn't they bring Lindy Ruff back? I think so, man. As he was our longtime head coach. Played for the Sabres, wore that C, I believe, on his chest, was the captain. And then left. I think he coached in Dallas for a while, which is the team that beat us in that cup. He coached some other places as well, I think. I can't recall if he was in Dallas the bulk of his time. But long story short, this Buffalo Sabres team, which all the hockey fans, man, the hockey season is about to kick off, man. Can the Sabres make a playoff push this year? Oh, I got to give a shout out too, since we're talking about hockey, to my guy, Mr. Brenneman, man. Much love. Good to see you in the comments a little bit lately. How you doing, my friend? And I believe, aren't you a Red Wings fan, Brentster? But yeah, Lindy Ruff back with the Sabres, I believe. Can they make a playoff push? The Sabres are a team with a lot of upside, right? but having not been able to make the playoffs. It's been rough, man. The playoff drought has been ugly. But yeah, he said that's why Ted Nolan banged your wife, because you're a weak, pathetic cuck. Hold on, I want to see what people say to this. This is you. Oh, that's some political cartoon. Eminem is closer, FAG, who's all over the Diddy scandal. LOL, you're an idiot. I don't believe that to be true. Eminem's been on Diddy's bumper. Pause. He been dissing Diddy for the longest time. Billy Joel voice. Where does your CTE brain get off calling an America First president a dictatorship? Evil and endless lies. KJP lies to the press every day. Kamala has lied to us virtually every policy she intends to pursue and flip-flopped on. How can you accuse one side of endless lies and evil when the other is light on crime, releasing criminals back into the public, allowing illegal alien criminals to enter our country unchecked, push puberty blockers and opioids on kids, and so on? You are evil. So that's something I wanted to get into. I know I said I'm gonna end this, but I just want to go over this thread a little bit here, as this is kind of, I guess, getting into this whole dictatorship stuff we've been hearing about. So we'll read this and then we'll close it out, y'all. Again, everyone comment. I want to hear your thoughts. Make sure to subscribe. Hit the buttons. You know what I'm seeing? The algorithm gods don't shine down so greatly on coffee as of late. So, every interaction really helps. And once again, if you're new, we talk football, we talk NHL, we talk MLB a little bit at times. We talk it all. We talk current events. We talk music. We talk new movies. Like we just talk about whatever. And then also we have these great live streams where you can call in and chop it up and get up on the panel. It's a lot of fun. We got to get back active over here, man. We're trying to get coffee back shaking and moving. So I need that love, y'all. Wow. That's a whole lot of unproven allegations and outright untrue Trump talking points in one post. You must be proud. This guy says unproven. Crime and looting in blue cities listed as sanctuary cities has exploded. The fuck are you talking about, unproven? You're a fraud. So the sanctuary cities thing, that's something I'd like to discuss a little more with individuals, man. There's a lot of wild-ish going on from what I've seen when it comes to the sanctuary cities. But like I always tell y'all too, I'm not the guy that I don't claim to be super knowledgeable on anything. So when I give videos and deliver takes, or I'm just covering a news topic, I'll try to keep it real with y'all. And with the sanctuary cities, I'm thinking this is something we need to talk a bit more about, and I'd like to have a bit more of an understanding about, man, because some of the stuff I've seen is looking real funny style, man. And this guy says, you are a dipshit. Hasek has seen this before. It's a warning from the greatest goaltender of his generation. So this guy's saying Hasek, coming from this type of, government, a place where that's what reigned as leadership, he knows dictatorship when he sees it. Please provide statistics to prove that crime and looting in blue cities listed as sanctuary cities has exploded. And if it's possible for you, sorry, y'all, that got cut off, so I don't know if this part, please provide statistics to prove that crime and looting in blue cities listed as sanctuary cities has exploded. And if it's possible for you, be civil. I don't know if that part got into the previous part before I had to edit, but I wanted to point out how he said, hey, hit me with these statistics, and like if it's possible of you, be civil, just as when earlier in the video I was showing you that guy was asking Hasek about this Trump dictatorship comments, like or he referenced them, I believe, as rumors. He was like, I'm trying to have a civil or an open discourse. Once again, I remind y'all, just like as this guy's saying here, like, hey, that's how we try to keep it over here. We just try to talk it up. Once again, let's agree to disagree if necessary. You know what I mean? I'm not with all the arguing and whatnot. I mean, sometimes it comes to that, but rarely you'll see Coffee trip and flip on someone. You know what I mean? But that's what it's all about. Like I always say, having that combo, talking it up on these different topics, whether it be sports, music, news, current events, life, or much more, in which we speak on over here on the J Coffee Talk platform. You know, let's try and be civil, but hey, it don't always go that way. You know, I'm a realist, you know, but that's the way we try to do things. So with that being said, I'm gonna close this video out. I thank y'all again so much for tuning in. Subscribe, hit all the buttons, join the convo. The Dominator thanking Eminem, you know, for endorsing Kamala in speaking out against dictatorship, you know, which a country he comes from and all that. You know what I mean? We covered it all in this. Let's talk about it all in the comments. It's Coffee signing out. I'm gone, y'all. Peace.